In this affiliate marketing tutorial for beginners, I'm going to show you how to set up a basic email automation. Now, in my last tutorial video, I showed you how to set up a bridge page. So this was the sample bridge page that I created. Here is the video, how to create a bridge page. Now, if you have not watched this video, stop this video, go back and watch it. Otherwise, I've left a card above and a link down below so that you can watch it. Now, the reason why I want you to watch it is because this is part of a basic funnel. So once you build the bridge page, which we did in the last video, we connected it to our autoresponder, and that bridge page, once somebody enters in their email address, they get sent over directly to our sales page. So you're probably wondering, Ken, why do we need to set up an automation, a basic email automation? The purpose of this automation is to build up further trust, to nurture that relationship with the prospect who just opted into your list. So it's vitally important that you set up something. It doesn't matter how many emails there are in there. You just want to set something up because you want to start that relationship as soon as they opt in. It's very important that you stay in front of your prospect, that you start showing them additional value and start building up that trust over a period of time. Because once somebody opts in and heads to the sales page, it doesn't guarantee that they're going to purchase. The chances are good that they will. However, you want to make sure, absolutely sure, that you follow up with them. And by building up a relationship with the prospect as soon as they opt in, now you can think long term. Now you can see that, hey, this person opted into this product. They like it. They are part of my audience. I need to nurture that relationship so that if there are other affiliate products in the future that I want to promote, that I have an audience to promote them through email marketing. And that's the reason why you want to do that. So in the last video, I created this sample bridge page and I connected it to my autoresponder. At the time I did that, it was connected to ActiveCampaign. That was my autoresponder at the time. I've since then switched over to GetResponse. So I'm going to be utilizing GetResponse to show you how to set up this basic email automation. So we're inside my GetResponse account and we're going to head over to menu and we're going to select autoresponders because we're going to set up a basic email automation. Now, I'm not going to go into more complex automations. I'm going to do that a little bit later on in another video. But since this is a tutorial for beginners, we're going to stick with the basics, and an email autoresponder or a basic automation is what you need to set up. So if you remember, what we want is just simple and basic. And the reason why I want to do that is because as a beginner, it's so important for you to continuously move forward. And you're going to learn as you go through this process. And as you gain experience, that's when you'll be able to do more complex automation. So in the meantime, let's set up something simple. Let's get that relationship built up. Let's start nurturing that relationship with the prospect. And this is the best way to do it, the easiest way to do it. All right. So the first thing to do is you want to make sure you select the proper email list. So in this case, I created a list called Ken's Demo List. And now that we have this list right here, you notice that there are no autoresponders or no messages set up right now. So we're going to create a new one. So you either can click on this plus sign or you can click on create autoresponder. Now, once you're in here, you give your autoresponder a name. So this name right here is not going to be seen by anybody. It can be anything that you want it to be. So I'm just going to call it email 1, or we'll just call it nurture email 1. And then we're going to link this to the proper list. So let's make sure we select Ken's demo list. So we have the proper list to attribute nurture email 1 to. Then when we see autoresponder settings, day 0 is the day that the person signs up. So when they sign up, they will immediately get an email. And that to me is a great way to start that relationship off. Of course, if you want to change the time, you can add a delay or you can choose a specific time. It's totally up to you. I choose to just send it out right away, because if I'm giving out a bonus or if I'm giving out some kind of lead magnet, I want them to get it right away. I don't want them to really wait. So I'm going to stick with on day 0, same time as sign up. And then from there, we want to just make sure we use the proper email address, the proper reply to address, and then in your subject line, and then we're going to head into designing the message. Now, I'm not going to go into creating the message primarily because everybody has a different niche. Some may have different ones than others, and depending on whether you're watching this video and you're in a weight loss niche or in a different niche, the text is going to be different. The content is going to be different. I just want to show you how to set up the basic automation. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to choose a blank template. I'm just going to choose this, and I'm just going to enter in some random text. So I'm going to add in a text box here because this is where I'm going to add in my text. I'm just going to type in some random text here. And then we're going to click next. And we're going to double check that everything is set up. So day 0, make sure you always check your linked list. You want to make sure you have the correct list attributed to your autoresponder. And everything looks good. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to save and publish. And what you're going to see now is that you have your first email here, which is our nurture email number 1. We can also view it this way too. So you can see a visual representation, which I happen to like better. This is the view that I really like because it just gives me a nice map of what's happening and when. So now comes a part where you can add as many messages as you want. And really in this sense, you can do one day after another. It's totally up to you. You can add a break in between if you want to. For me, I choose to just email them every day. And I'm going to do it for a very short period of time. Let's say 3 days. So they've opted in. The first email that you want to have is going to be value-based. No selling. This first email that they get as soon as they opt in will be all about them making the right decision to check out the product, about them making the right decision to join your list, and you're going to start your relationship off that way. You're not going to sell them anything. And we're going to do that a little bit later, because if you constantly sell, you constantly are selling, and you provide them with absolutely no value, guess what? They're going to unsubscribe from your list. So you need to provide them with some value so that they can learn something and you can establish your authority as a marketer. So I'm going to go and add in another email. And so this one, we're going to call this Nurture 2. And again, we want to make sure we choose the correct list. So critical. And then this says on day 1, which is what we had selected. I'm going to just stick with the same time as the sign up time, because if they signed up at that time, then chances are that they were eager to get there. They had the free time. So I want to make sure that that email lands there at the same time as well. And then we're going to double check our email addresses. In the subject line, we're just going to put in a random one here. And then we're going to design our message. I'm going to choose a blank template again. And we're going to add in our text. And I'm going to add in some random text. So this would be where you enter in your email. I'm going to click next. I'm going to double check. We have the correct list. This is the correct email. It's going to be sent on day 1. So this is our second email. Day 0 was our first email, and it's going to be sent at the same time as when they signed up the previous day. Everything looks good. And then I'm going to save and publish. So now you can see I have Nurture email 1, I have Nurture 2, and this is when you have to make that decision. Do you want to continue nurturing them, or do you want to provide some kind of call to action to get them back to that sales page? So in this example right here, I've got 3 emails. So the first email, I want to nurture. I want to congratulate them for making that decision to check out the product. I'm going to build up that relationship. And the second email here is going to be all, again, about value, about providing value and trying to further connect with that prospect. The third email here is where you can now redirect them back to the sales page, because now you've provided some value to them. You weren't all about selling, but the third email will give you that opportunity to say, hey, this product will help you to achieve X, Y, and Z. Go ahead and check it out. So we're going to go ahead and this third email here, on the second day, we are going to go ahead and we're going to create our sales email. So the first two were nurture emails. This one will be our sales email. And again, make sure you are connected to the correct list. And then again, day number 2, same time as sign up time. And then now you add in your subject. And you're going to design your message. So we'll go back into the blank templates. And we're going to just drop a text block in here. And we're just going to type in some random text. And then go ahead and click on next. And so this is where we double check again. Again, this says Ken's demo list is the correct list. Everything looks good. And then we're now going to go ahead and save and publish. So now what you've just created is a basic email automation. So when somebody opts into your list, right here, as soon as they opt into your bridge page and they opt into your list, here are the 3 emails that we just created in GetResponse. So day 0 is as soon as they opt in to your list and to see the product. This is the first email right here. This email happens on day number 1, and this is the email following the day after they have registered, and that's a nurture email. And on day number 2, this is when it's okay to have a sales email, because what we want to do again is we want to provide as much value as we can, but we still want to be able to redirect them back to the product that they originally signed up for they signed up to your list for. So they signed up here, they came here, they signed up, and they went to the sales page, and then that's set into motion these emails right here, and the final email is directing them back to the sales page. So that is what we just created right here. So that is how you create a basic email automation. I hope you found this video to be useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Lastly, if you are looking to build an online business, one that you are truly proud of, go ahead and click on the link below to check out my #1 recommendation for starting your online business today. This is Ken Furukawa from kenfurukawa.com, and I'll see you in my next video.